Welcome. This is a Thrive Business Community exercise, and it's about the piece of your business that almost every owner puts off, usually because they're sure they don't need it yet. Your organizational chart. Most owners hear organizational chart and think that's for big companies. It's just me here. I don't need one.
That's fair though, isn't it? If it's only you, who is the chart even for?
Here's the thing, even on your own, you already have an org chart. You're just sitting in every single seat on it. You're the salesperson, the marketer, the accounts department, and the person delivering the work.
So the chart isn't really about how many people you've got.
Not at all. It's about the work the business needs doing, whether that's you doing it today or someone you haven't hired yet. And while all of it only lives in your head, nobody else can touch it. You can't grow, you can't step back, you can't even take a proper holiday. Section 1. Take the people out. Here's what most people do, and it's completely backwards. They start with the people they've already got, and they draw boxes around them. So-and-so does a bit of this and a bit of that, and this other thing nobody else wanted.
Which sounds sensible. You're working with the team you actually have.
It feels sensible. But now your business is shaped around personalities and feelings, not around what it actually needs. So we do it the other way round. Take the people out entirely, no names, and ask one question. What does this company need to be successful?
And the reason the names come off first?
Because the moment you take people out, the emotion comes out with them. You stop protecting anyone and you start seeing the business clearly. Then, and only then, you place people back into the seats. So the order matters more than anything. Design the seats the business needs first, then decide who sits in them, not the other way round.
That's a hard discipline to hold, though, when you can already picture Dave in the box.
It is, and that's exactly why we lay it out on paper with no people on it at all. On paper, you can be honest. In your head, you keep bending the shape to fit the person. Section 2, the exercise. Build it people free. Here's the exercise, and I want you to do it forward, not from today. Picture yourself 6 months, a year from now, and imagine everything is going perfectly. The sales are coming in, the work is getting done, the phone is ringing. What does that business look like?
So I'm not mapping the mess I'm in now. I'm mapping the business when it's working.
The business when it's working, because that tells you the seats you're building towards. Now list every function that has to exist for that to be true. Someone finding the work, someone winning it, someone delivering it, someone keeping the numbers straight.
Even if that someone is me, in all 4.
Even if it's you in all 4 this week, you're mapping the work, not the person. The person is a detail you add at the very end.
You mentioned adding one more thing to the chart, not just the seats.
One more thing, and most people miss it. For each task in each seat, write down roughly how long it actually takes. Because here's what happens. You hand someone a job, or you keep it yourself, and you've never once counted the hours it really needs.
So you end up asking one person to do 3 days of work in an afternoon.
Every single time. And then you wonder why it slips. Putting the time against the task is what turns a pretty diagram into a plan you can actually staff. It also sets us up for next week, which is all about the numbers. Section 3. The shape of the chart, visionary to operator. Let me walk you down the chart from the top. Right at the top sits the visionary. That's you at this stage. You had the idea, you set the direction, you make the big calls about where the company is going.
And just below the visionary?
The operator. The one who takes that vision and turns it into reality every single day. The visionary dreams it, the operator runs it. And in most small businesses, the same person is wearing both hats, flipping between them hour to hour.
Which is exhausting, because they pull in opposite directions.
Completely opposite. And knowing which hat you're wearing at any moment is half the battle. Then, under the operator, you have the main functions of the business. Marketing on the outside, then sales, then operations, then accounts and admin. Marketing gets you the attention. Sales turns that attention into paid work. Operations delivers that work brilliantly. And accounts and admin keeps the whole thing straight underneath. 4 functions. Every business has them, whether you've named them or not.
And a solo owner is quietly running all 4.
All 4, all at once. Seeing them written out as separate seats is often the first time an owner realizes just how many jobs they're actually holding. Section 4. Right person, right seat. Once the seats exist, you can start matching people to them, and there's a simple test for whether someone is right for a seat. They have to get it, want it, and have the capacity to do it. All three.
And if one of those three is missing?
Then it won't work, however much you like them. Someone can be brilliant and wanted, but if they've no capacity, they'll drown. And this applies whether you insource the seat or outsource it. The person you find online to do a job has to pass exactly the same 3 tests. But there's one more piece, and it's the piece that lets you finally get things out of your head. Every seat needs its SOP, the step-by-step of how that job actually gets done.
The standard operating procedure. The how-to.
The how-to. Because you can put the right person in the right seat, but if you can't give them clear step-by-step guidance, they still can't do the job the way you need it done. A seat without an SOP is just a job that lives in your head with someone else's name on it. And this is where the classic entrepreneur mistake happens. You say to someone, right, go and do this and this and this. You rattle it off, you don't give them the instructions properly.
And they come back with something that isn't what you wanted.
They come back with rubbish. And what do? We think, well, you're a bit of an idiot, aren't you? But whose fault is it really? It's ours, for not being clear. The org chart, the roles, the SOPs, that's how you stop blaming the person and start fixing the instructions. Section 5, where your attention goes. Now, once you can see all the seats you're sitting in, a very human problem shows up. We like doing the things we like doing, so guess what? We do those things.
And the things we don't enjoy?
We let them slip by the wayside, so the business quietly drifts towards whatever the owner enjoys, instead of towards what the business actually needs. The chart makes that visible because you can see the seats you keep avoiding.
So how do you use the chart to fix your own week?
You ask, of all these seats, which ones genuinely need me in them, and which am I sitting in only because I always have? The seats that grow the business get your best hours, blocked out and protected. The rest become the first candidates to hand off, insource or outsource.
And that's how you stop being the person who does everything.
That's how you start climbing out of every seat one at a time without the whole thing falling over. You're not abandoning the work, you're handing it over with an SOP behind it. Section 6, the gut checks. So, before you call your chart finished, run every seat through 5 quick questions. Is this a seat the business genuinely needs, or one I've built around a person? Do I actually know how long its work takes? Is there an SOP, or does it still only live in my head? Does whoever sits here get it, want it, and have the capacity? And is this a seat I should still be sitting in a year from now?
And if a seat fails a few of those?
Then you've just found your next piece of work. That's not a failure. That's the whole point of doing this. So here's your homework, and I mean it. Carve out 2 hours this week, 2 one-hour blocks, and build a blank, no-named org chart of what your business actually needs. Put the time each task takes against it.
And the reason it's worth 2 protected hours?
Because everything you're doing while it lives in your head, nobody else can access it. You can't grow, you can't scale, you can't hire people properly. The sooner you get it out of your head and onto the chart, the sooner you can grow, scale, or exit. It's all right there. This is a Thrive Business Community exercise. Take it away, do the work, and I'll see you next week for the numbers.